everyone, this is Jay Harris coming to you from Tom's Trading Room. I'm coming to you with tools process number 2 with Money Calendar. The first tools process video I did was with Darknet. So like we did with the first one, let's go ahead and create a new folder. So let's go up to the website tab, but put your cursor on folders and then click on create folders. You'll see the Darknet buys was created in the last video. Let's go ahead and create a new folder and type in MC buys. Now you can click save and then also create another one, MC sells, and then click save. Because with Money Calendar, we're looking at Money Calendar patterns that call for stocks higher and stocks lower. So the buys folder will be the bullish or the stocks going higher, in which you can initiate long calls or any number of bullish spread opportunities. And with the sells, it's for stocks we're looking to go lower, so we can initiate long puts or any bearish number of spread strategies there. So we have the MC buys, MC sells. I have the Darknet buys, and you'll see one other one that was created before this video, which is DN plus MC buys, which is when Darknet and Money Calendar both show the same stock as a buy signal or an opportunity for higher prices within both tools. But now let's get on to the Money Calendar, and I'm just going to use the one that Tom highlighted in the publication for the weekend, which was Mosaic. But let's get up here now and go to our home page, Tom's Tools. Let's go to Money Calendar, click on that, and click on View All Markets. And this is how we found it. We just went, I think Tom found it for the 21st. Yeah, on Fridays we look for the upcoming Monday date, because that's the start date for the patterns. And if we look at it for Friday, then the start date was on Friday, and we show you at the end of the day, well, we're looking at a stock that may have already moved a point or two into its average profit move before we even start looking at the options. So we looked at Monday start date, the 21st, and what we usually do is click on average profit a couple of times, and that way we look at the highest average profit move by way of dollar amount from the highest average profit to the lowest. And it just so happened that most of these, like Money Calendar has been showing, is looking to be in a bearish tone for the markets. Money Calendar are predominantly bearish signals up until the end of the month even. So he chose Mosaic. Now we can go through all the process of clicking on Mosaic, and you can look at the extra information, the trade length calendar, the extra row of information, which basically represents what you saw on the previous page, the 10-year trade results, and click on that to show you the different chart moves. But we don't need to get on all of that. We're going to look at it in the sense that you did that analysis, and you went to the average profit, found the highest one, and out of those highest few, you chose Mosaic. Now, just like before with Darknet, if you want to add any extra additional technical analysis or fundamental reasons or extra things that you feel are important to know about this stock to make your decision to go with the tools signal on MOS, go for it. Just make sure you document that in your trade plan. So now we have MOS. The move expected is 524 or 5.24 points lower. So the information that you can write down off to the side is the closing price, subtract the 524 from the closing price of 37, and that makes your target to the downside at 31.76. And you want to have that information known because you want to look at the options analysis part of this and see if there is an option that can double with that move down to that target price. So if we click on options and we go to the option chains, now you can go over to searchers and do the single strategy and do the double finder. You can go ahead and just go to the options chain and look at the week or 2 or 3 past the end date for this run. This is going to be a quick one. I think Tom mentioned it was 9 trading days. And so the end date is October 1st. So let's go out to the standard October expiration, the 3rd Friday in October, and let's change this symbol over here to MOS and then click update. So when we update, we have the new options dates that we have to change back to now. Let's get the the checks out of the boxes of the expiration we don't want. put the check mark in the one we do, October 15th, and that's the update. So if you go to your stock charts, and I have a different login into the tools, and here's MOS. I think it was written up in the newsletter that it's making a new closing low for the year, and Tom's looking for more weakness in MOS, kind of a weakness begetting more weakness, and the fact that Money Calendar has shown that 9 out of the last 10 years it made an average price move down of that 5.25 points. So there's the chart, and let's get back to the options table, and we have the options to choose for the October 15th standard Friday expiration. And let's see, which one did Tom choose in the newsletter? It looks like we went with or looked at the October 40 puts. So again, they're 3 by 335. Back to your money management rules. If you're not going to risk any more than $500, which is 2% of a $25,000 account, then you would be able to do one contract. If you went 2, that would take you up into, even at the mid price of $318, that'd be $6.36. That would break your money management rule. So let's do the one contract and click on the Risk Graph Plus Plus. When this refreshes, it's going to look like the Risk Graph Plus Plus page that we did for the Darknet and any other trades that you're doing. So we have MOS, October 15th, $40 put. 318 is the entry or cost of the trade, and cost, if you take it to an absolute zero valuation, is max risk. If you want to take your stop loss and put a 50% stop, that would be about $159 or 1.59 on your stop. So we're looking at the risk graph now, and the upper target is 45, the lower is 29. Let's tighten that view. How do you do that? Go down to your risk graph settings, change your stock lower and upper limits. So what is our lower limit on this? What is our target to the downside? I think we calculated that out to be 31.76, did we? Yeah, the closing price less the profit move from Money Calendar of 524 is 31.76. And if I remember right, we put a stop loss at the 41 price, which is this overhead resistance area of about 41. So let's go ahead and put those limits in. To the downside, we're looking at 31.76 as the target. The ultimate loss on a technical basis is 41. Now, if your $500 stop loss hits before that 41 is hit, that's again where you evaluate. Do you keep your trade on at the 50% stop, looking for it to roll over and continue its downward slide, or do you not want to risk it up to 41 and cut it at 50%, or wait for that 41? It's going to be up to you to decide, but the risk graph is going to help you understand what the value of that option is at those price points. So once those two are put in, click on Risk Graph Plus Plus. It will refresh the page. Everything up here stays the same, except for the zoom on the risk graph. Now you're going to see that at 41, even at expiration, the max risk is the full $318. Whereas the $159 valuation, well, even if it's at around expiration, 159, you put your cursor on it and you find it, it's around maybe 39, close to 39, 38.50 or so. Nonetheless, you put your cursor on that and you can figure out where your 50% stop loss is. And if you want, you can go ahead and, if you do this as an actual trade, put that as a contingent stop loss order in your account. But nonetheless, here we are. If this goes to 31.76 and we have to wait up until even expiration, our valuation should be about $505. Not valuation, but our profit value should be $505. So if it's a $40 put and it's at 31.76, the time value is gone at expiration, but the intrinsic value is going to leave over $8.24. So 824 times the one contract, $824. Less the 318 is about $505 profit. Okay? And so if you like what that shows, you can go ahead and do this in your actual account. Disclaimer time again, we are not brokers. We are not saying that you should do this trade even because it made the newsletter. It's a case study that shows you how we found the candidate using the Money Calendar tool, how we assessed future price point action for target and loss, and then the value of the options based off using a long put. Now, if you use any other different types of strategies, that's fine, you can do that, but you want to make sure that your stop loss and your target prices are the same no matter what strategy you are using. So here we are, folks. We're going to make sure that we have the folder selected up here, the money calendar sells, because we're anticipating a lower price in the stock. This would advocate like a sell short the stock or long puts or any bearish spread strategies. So we've found the candidate with money calendar, we've assessed our target and our stop loss, we've set our risk graph to show us the values at each of those price points, and we're going to now set the trade plan. So the entry rationale again is MC sell. Technical stop loss is at 41. The technical profit target 31.76. Position size, that's up for you to decide based on your money management rules assessed by you and your financial advisors. But the stop loss dollar wise, you can again eval at minus 50%. And again at 50%, if that looks like it's going to get worse from there, you make the decision to cut it from there. If you think it's just sitting it there and ready to roll back over again, then maybe you make the decision to hang on to the trade. But now you know what can happen at either price point. And the other price point is the target price point. And at that point in time, if it hits that 31.76, we're going to have a $505 valuation. Not quite a triple, but over a double for sure. So 505, and the time stop, again, we'll put expiration, which means, you know, anytime up until expiration it hits any of our previous loss or target prices, we will stop out or get out of the trade. Again, and I reference that as getting out of the trade as if it's an actual trade. It's not. This is a case study. If it's an actual trade for you, that's for you to decide how you want to manage, where you want to place your stops. We're just showing you how we would use the tools to assess certain levels for both target and loss. And then now that all that information is written in there, let's go ahead and pop back up to the top and make sure that our folder is what it should be, MC Cells. If you haven't changed it beforehand, do so now, and then click Save. So now, again, folks, because this is not an actual trade, but it's an actual case study with the numbers that we have at this current point in time, or as Tom had them on Friday, we're waiting till Monday. And if you want to place the trade as an actual trade in your real account, you can use these prices. They may likely not be the same prices that we show in our newsletters, but if they're close and you still want the prices, then go ahead and make your call from there to take it. Just make sure that you go back into your folder now, bring up the save to trade, and make the adjustment on the prices as to what you actually got filled at, so that you're not using the information from the tools and it be slightly different than what's actual, and you miss your trade management, you know, selling for profit or selling to close because of what you have in your paper trading account or your tools account here. So that wraps it up for the money calendar, how to find it from the money calendar. Again, folks, I'm saving all the analysis stuff because we've had multiple lesson plans and Tom has taught support and resistance management. Some of our master's coaches have done the same. Whatever you use for additional forms of analysis to make your decisions to go with these case studies and paper trade them, at least in the tools, that's your call. But we're showing you how to use Darknet, like we did in the first video, how to use Money Calendar here, set your profit and loss, document the information in your folders, and then from here, you will just manage out the trades. If it's an actual trade in your real account, please manage that first and foremost, and then you can take care of adding in what the details of those actual trade fills were in your tools after the fact. I will see you in future videos, and I might do one more wrap-up video on this in regards to, you know, what to do with the trade now that it's made a move, if it's made it to your target or your stop loss. But for right now, folks, that's the tools process videos. The first one was for Darknet. This one was for Money Calendar. Hope you've enjoyed that, and I will see you soon. Bye now.